So what I'll do is I'll start with US 30. And honestly, in here, all you need to do is trade one pair. Like you don't really need to be jumping around. You can use US 30. US 30 is the most volatile. It's going to give you the most pips. It's going to do the most action in the shortest amount of time. NASDAQ is starting to, it's the Trump market right now. So NASDAQ is starting to do a lot more than usual. So between US 30, NASDAQ, and then a third, a third will be gold, right? A third will be gold. So we're going to go through those three. That's going to give you all the pips that you would ever need, right? So you don't need to jump around from pair to pair. You literally can have it all right there. Okay, so here we go. Normally, right? So we're going to start at 8 o'clock on a regular basis. We're going to put this on the hour time frame on the left side, and we're going to have the right side be the 5 minute. I'm going to show you how this lines up because you're going to have access to the trading room as well, the signal room, and you're going to see these fives popping off all day, fives and the 15s popping off all day. 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the best time, the most volatile time. If you want to file it down even more, you got 8:30 to 10:30, and that's the most volatile time. You're gonna have a move in there. You're gonna have a couple moves in there every single day. Okay, so this is what we do. What we'll do is we'll start very, very simply on the hour. So this is a new strategy. Okay, um, brought it up because a lot of people were having issues psychologically with the flickering of the buys and sells. Right now, these are real live leading indicators. Normally, you'll have like lagging indicators. Now, a leading indicator is basically it's telling you what's happening while it's happening before it happens. A lagging indicator is something that happens and then it shows up. So the close of a candle, or a couple candles later, then something shows up. Right? It doesn't do anything for you. Right? It already happened. So all of these are leading. So if price is going like this, there's a line right here or a threshold where that signal would actually take place. Say it's a buy, and then it goes, and the buy is triggered, and you see a buy. Price is right here. So as soon as it comes back, it's not valid. I mean, it's not valid anymore, right? The trigger point is not active anymore. So if that line was there and just stayed there, you would have no problem because you know where the trigger point is. But since you don't know where the trigger point is, you're not sure if it went away because it's going to go the opposite way. You're not sure if it went the other way. It went away because it's going to go away and come back. Like there's questions that go into your head. So what we're doing here is giving you something solid to go off of that you can visually see so that you can direct your attention to it and then take advantage of bigger moves and at the same time be more confident in those moves as they go. Okay, so that's what this is for. So I'm going to layer it in. All right, first and foremost, we're going to start at 8 o'clock on a regular basis. What we're looking for are first the background, the trend. This light pink is a 200 EMA. So that's the trend for that, right? The pink is telling you that it's a sell trend that's happening inside the trend, okay? So that's a series of calculations as well to find that one. So both of those are down. What are we looking for? We're looking for this price to push through this line. This line is the key to everything. It's not a moving average. It's not a VWAP. It's not any of those things. It's a series of calculations that I've been sitting here coding. So this line is basically kind of directing the flow of the market. So it's always going to come back to this line. Okay. So as soon, well, we saw it just now, right? Minute by minute. So as soon as that line gets crossed, that's where you're entering in at. Now this is 1 minute at a time, so you'll have a lot more time to actually enter when it does do that. But just that was 92 pips. Just that was 92 pips. And you saw that happen in a minute or so. Pulled back to the line and then came straight down again. That's your day. Now, on a regular basis, all you really need, again, to do the entire plan, the trading plan that's in the course, is 50 pips a day, right? So 50 pips a day gets you into the seven figures. Everything is 50 pips, and then it goes to 55 and 60 and everything like that. So when you watch that video, just watch how many of those income levels are at 50 pips. Everything's based on 50 pips here, right? So there's your 150 pips, and it's not even, that's 9 o'clock, right? 8 o'clock is here. So that's one day, okay? Next day. So we're going to just go back day by day to 9 o'clock. 8 o'clock is here. And let me actually, well, 8 o'clock is here. So we'll just put it at 8 o'clock so we know where we're starting at, right? 8 o'clock, 8:30. So we'll pull this back and go to the next day. 7 o'clock, give it a little time. And here's 8 o'clock, okay? So we will put that right in there. And again, this is a 5 lot. So at 250, that's your 50 pips. So there's not a lot of drawdown at all. That was a good push. That's 80 pips right there. Job done. 8 o'clock on the dot. Start the day. It gave it to you already. All right, let's speed this up and see what else it did for that time. Now, if you hadn't taken profit, right, and it comes back to this line, what I'm telling you to do is to exit that. Exit it right there. So that does two things. It protects you. It protects you. So if your entry is here, it goes into profit, and then it comes back to it. You didn't take profit because you're trying to hold for a long one or something. You can take it out right then and there. Wait for it to go back up. Wait for it to come back down. And then when it does, again, you have that second entry. That second entry was 153 pips, 145, right? Again, if you didn't take profit, it went back up, it came back down. You got another one, 138 pips, right? And then it pulled back to the entry, but it didn't go back to the red line or the black line. So it continued on, and you had the rest of this move as well. So 531 pips. So you can see how that goes. So let's go to 8. Now you understand. Same type of thing happened here. Here's your 8 o'clock. Again, we are pink and pink, or red and red, however you want to see it. And here we go. So let's speed that up. This was NFP. So NFP happened. You saw that it didn't cross over there. And there's your sell. It was really all the way back here. So this is a 5. A 5 again, 250 is 150 pips. So you know for a fact that that's well over 50 pips. So here's 515 on that, right at 9 o'clock. Right, here's the next day. Next day, 8 o'clock. You see it. I don't even think we have to do that. 800 and some change. Next day, 8 o'clock. We got 8 o'clock was here. We're in the sell. It bought through here. You're waiting for the sell back through. So it sold back through. 75 pips. That's your 50 pips. If it peels back, again, take it out. That's break even. Comes back right there around that same place. Gives you a second shot at it. 91 pips. Pull back to the line. You can take it out. Bounce down. Put it back in. Boom. 731. All right, next. Let's see if we can find a buying example. Still sell. You see the sell happened at 8 o'clock as well. Bought through, came back down. There you go. Came down further. 251. Next. 8 o'clock. Nothing there. Here's a sell back through. So it went just to go touch the line. I don't know if you can see that far, but here you go. It went just to go touch that line. Went about that high. And then sold right back down. 250 some odd pips there. 258. All right. Next day. So back out of here. 5th. Here we go. 8 a.m. Didn't get to it. Went back up. Sold back down. Worst case scenario, 107. Come over here. Pulls down just a little bit more, 127. Buys back up. Right. So that's your 50 again. And then here's your sell back in that same candle. 34 pips here. Comes to the next candle. And then proceeds to sell down 254. All right. Next. So if you literally just sat on US 30 by itself, you have everything that you need. Like, I don't have to go to these other ones, but you'd have everything that you need here. Now, these are just telling you what the high and the low of are for the session. And the session is 8 to 12, right? So you don't have to worry about those. It's just, for back testing for your visual, you can see what's going on very quickly, very easily. And look how perfectly this one touched. I don't know if you can see that, but it touched right there. Went about this high and then yanked back down. That's what I'm saying. This was calculated perfectly so that you can use this in any market and do this with it, especially with this system. So we haven't seen a losing day yet. We've seen hundreds of pips every single day, and the drawdown has been to a complete minimum for that. And we have protection as well, because again, if it's coming back to it, no problem. So in addition to that, on the right side, you're going to be seeing what's happening on all the different time frames. So that's a blessing as well that you can do that. So if I go here, bang, like this, refresh this, here's 8 o'clock this day. Pause that. Auto fit and see what this looks like. Now, normally it will have all of the different time frames at the same time. I'll get these in sync really quickly. But I'm pressing this Alt G to get this up here. Alt G to get this up here. March 4th. So let me move this out the way. Come over here. Okay. So there we go. There we go. Now it's starting to act right. I think it's this. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. There we go. Okay. So let's zoom into here. See how it's lined up now. That's perfect. There we go. All right. And you guys is already set up this way. So sorry about that. But back to 8 o'clock. Here's another one. I want you to see how it lines up with this on the right side with these fives. Okay. So it hit right here, right? Barely nipped it. And over here, what do you see? Here's your sell. Came right off right here. So it barely touched this. You're looking at this, you're looking for this move, and then you have a sell happening at the same time on the 5 minute. If we rewind it, this is what it looks like. Let's go a minute at a time. That's where your sell came in. Plenty early. And you got everything set down. Now, these are kind of big, so I can actually change that down to large. So if that's too big for you, you can always do that. But again, off of $5, you're looking at 1,800. I'm sure that's way more than 50 pips. I'm not sure how many pips that is. Let's see what it is. 451 pips. And how long? It wasn't long at all. This was 45 minutes. So a little less than an hour for sure. So let's go to the next day. I want to see some buying examples or some examples of, okay, this is perfect. So during the time where it's consolidating or it's going right next to the 200, this is telling you that it's going right next to the 200 and it's back and forth. What you're able to do is take this thing both ways, okay? So normally in consolidation, a lot of people's trading systems are not going to work as well as they would want them to, right? But on this side, you're actually able to take both ways, no problem. So let's go to 8 o'clock this day, this super choppy day, and see what we got. So 8 o'clock a.m., we got buy and buy. So what are we looking for? We're looking for buys. What does it look like on this side? Here we are. So we're just looking for buys, right? Since we're in the buying market, it bought a lot early on. And here is your first buy. This one. Okay. Right off of the level, or right off the line. It's right here. Perfect. And it got you right where you need to go. Right? On the 5, it did the exact same thing. So here's your entry on the 5. And you're good to go. How many pips is this? Again, this touched it perfectly. Since it touched it so perfectly, if you missed it, no worries. You would have caught this one a little bit up here. So that's why the side-by-side is amazing for that. So you go, 68 pips. You're good to go. Plus you had this for some confidence. Perfect. Perfect. Then since it turned into a sell here, right? Turned into a sell here, and then just took off, right? And just started selling. So would we have known that it was going to be a sell in there right away? No, we wouldn't have known. But what was happening? This said sell. Didn't have to take that one, no problem. It pulled back up. And when it pulled back up, let's see what it really looked like while it was happening. So we're in blue, we're looking for buys, We saw that flip red. Same time, it's over here, it's in red. So now we're back and forth between the sell trend and the buy trend. So we're looking for the buys up here, since the line is up there. We'll make this a 10. So this is easier to calculate. There you go. That's the check. Hey, that's 50. I don't know if you saw it, but it came right back. It was quick. Sure. So now we're in the sell trend, back and forth. You see how it's flickering? So we could take it, at this point, we could take it either way. Whatever's happening, we could take it either way. Now, earlier on, I saw that it wasn't going back to it. So the backup plan is to move over into the 15. The 5 is pretty loud, but if you move over into the 15 for the higher time frame and use that, it does a great job as well. So let's go back to it. So if it's far from the line, drop down to the 15, and what do you see here? It touched it perfectly. So if we were looking for another move, there's your second move. Pink, pink, and it touched this absolutely perfectly. So that would have been another move to hop into. But again, we have backups on backups. We got 3 cells sitting here as well, and a few of them here. And yeah, yep, that's your 50 right there, 70. And even if this one was late, that's 60. So again, we got backups on backups on backups. But that's how that day would go. So if it's ever in consolidation, or if it's kind of weird, or it's anything of the sort, all you do is drop down to the 15 and treat it like the hour. Do the same thing. So let's go for another example. All right, good, good. You see how this is, right? Consolidation again during this time. It's blue, then it's red, then it's red, then it's blue, then it's, but regardless of what, you can do, again, both ways for this. 12 p.m., 8 a.m. starts here. Okay. It's buying back up after it's been in the sell trend for a good while. So what can you do? You're still looking for sales. It's sell and sell. You're still looking for the sales. So here's one. That's it. That's the day right there. 9 a.m. Got it done. And here you got that sell confirmation to get into that. So that's that. And even if, again, consolidation wise, right? Here's your buyback up 66. It came back to the line, hop on out, and it bought again 142. If that's happening too quick for you, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. All right. So we're back and forth again. Here's your sell back 68. Comes back up, no problem. Do you get into that? You don't want to OD, right? See if it's going to sell again. Right. So plenty of moves in there. And again, here's your buyback. This is 2 o'clock, but plenty of moves in there. Did you find 50 pips? Absolutely. And math wise, 50 pips. So for example, if you're in the 200K, right, 200K, and you use a 20 lot or a 25, I'll call it a 20 to be extremely safe, right? So 20 times 50 is 1,000, right? 40 times 50, 2,000. So how many days did we see 50 pips on the minimum, right? We saw some big ones as well, but again, that's 5K per week. So 4 weeks, looking at 20,000 for the month. I don't think you should have a problem with 20,000 for the month coming off of just a 200K, right? And that's just using a 20, right? And the 20, what that does is that gives you, since you have 10,000 a day to work with, divided by 20, that's giving you 500 pips of wiggle room. So as long as you don't go back 500 pips into drawdown, you're good to go. Which one of those moves, even on the hour, was even close to 500 pips of drawdown? None of them. So it got you in the right place. It's giving you nice pristine entries, and it's giving you some lengthy entries at that, right? Some very, very lengthy entries. So I think that's great. And what you do is you take that money and then you either put that into a live, or you take that money and get a bigger prop firm, or you take that money and go into futures. Now, I said that I was going to go through Nas, and it's okay for this to be a longer video because I want you to get familiar with it. Like, this is your back testing, right? And this is like 12 Zoom calls all at the same time. So again, 8 o'clock, here we go. We can make this smaller as well. Worries. Let's go large for that. There we go. All right, so let's look at this. So NASDAQ, if you don't know futures, futures is going to be the exact same structure as Forex, NASDAQ, and US 30. Futures, it's called NQ and YM for US 30 or Dow Jones, right? So the way that futures works is they go in contracts, right? A contract for NQ is $5. So basically just count by fives on NAS, count by fives. So if you were to use a $5 per pip like we saw, that's what one contract is. So one contract is 5. 2 contracts is, you guessed it, 10. 3 contracts is $15 per tick. Just like $5 per pip, $10 per pip, $15 per pip. On futures, it's one contract equals $5 per tick. 2 contracts, $10 per tick. 3 contracts, $15 per tick, right? So that's all. So the other part of it is that there's a lot more volatility in NQ than there is in NASDAQ and even US 30, which was what we just saw. A lot more volatility, okay? So the fact that this is a skill set to be able to be used on any market, you can utilize that in that market and really do some amazing numbers, okay? So here we go. NASDAQ, I want you to see the structure of it. And then once you see the structure of it and the strategy with it, then your eyes are going to open up crazy when I show you the other side of it. Okay. So you can use this to pass any challenge. As you can see, it's going to give you plenty and ample opportunities to do so. So this is kind of back and forth. So again, we're going both ways with it. Here's 8 o'clock. Here's 9 o'clock. You know what it did. If I'm looking over here, this is how it looked when it was crossing through. It really crossed through right here. You see how it just flushed down out of there, right? That's 244 pips in about 45 minutes, not even. About 30 minutes, really. So again, you see the cursor. This is where it was crossing through on that hour right here. The 5-minute was coming off as well. And there you go. Lays through there in 25 minutes, 251 pips. Cool. Could have been done right there. Okay. If you missed the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, no worries. And tried it again here. So right off of it. Tried it again here. So right off of it. So that's this one. All the way up here. And look, you're getting at the very top of these wicks of the 5-minute. Look how pristine that is. You're getting in at the very top of those, and it's just flushing back down for you. Okay. So these are elite entries. So here's another entry at the very, very top of this wick right here, flushing back down. And when you're getting those, here you go, 135 pips. Like this is not, these are not little moves at all. The very top of this one right here, flushing down. Crazy. That's why I wanted you to see the 5 to go along with it, so you see how it really looks inside of this. So overall, you see what happened there. So that's a very, very volatile day, right? Next day, here's 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock, right? And then here is the entries for that. Here are the entries for that. So it bought up. It bought up right here. So it bought up, did this, came back down, and this was the entry. So it came down, pulled back. Now, what part of this is 500 pips of drawdown? What part of this is 500 pips of drawdown? Nothing. So when I'm telling you to use a 20, you have so much ample space to be so comfortable in this. And then here we go, 45 minutes, 170 pips. Okay, we're in a down, so we're only looking for the sells, and they gave it to us for sure. So that's good. Next, we already went through that day. Whole different instrument, same type of results. Here's the next one, 8 o'clock a.m. Here we go. We bought through here. That's the whole wick, or that buy wick, and then we sold back. And look what we have here, a sell, 5-minute sell. This is exactly where that crossover is, right? So they coincide so beautifully. Where's the drawdown? It's just flushing right through there. 28, flushed all the way down, 400 pips, right? Out of there, done, no problem. So that's that. Came back up, sold back again. There's a small sell back, another 28 pips for good measure. and then bought back through again. You're protecting yourself because as soon as it goes back up, you're getting back out. It buys, it does this whole buy thing, right? It's in these big old wicks up here, right? This is what it's doing, it's hanging in those wicks, and then starts selling. And you got sell, 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 all the way back down here. So by the time it gets to this, it already says sell one. This is the second one. Bam. And again, where's the drawdown? Where's the pullback? I don't see any. So that's flushing right into profit again. And we go straight down 239 pips. Crazy. So that's that. Next day, you see it. I could probably just fly through these now. Next day, here we go. There it is. Where is it at? Right here. What is it? It's 5 minute flushing. Again, flushing. These are flushing. 309. Next day. No drawdown with that. All right. Next day, what does it look like? Repetition is a father of learning. So the more you see it, the more confidence you'll have in it. So cool. Here we go. This is where it crossed. Here's your drawdown right here. Here it is. It crossed through. It went 20 pips. It pulled back. Max 45 pips. I say that because this is 9:30, so this probably happened very, very quickly. So worst case scenario, 45 pips. Okay, 45 pips, and then it flush and rush right back down here. And flushed again. 315. Okay. If you skip 9:30, you still got it right here, and you still got a nice, beautiful push down with the 5 minute. Next day. Let's go to a random day. Let's go to something way back somewhere. September 4th. I don't even know about this. September 4th. Matter of fact, we'll go really random right here. Random bar. Perfect. Okay, buy and market. Again, you see exactly what's going on down here. Here's 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Tuesday. Let's go the day before that so we can get straight to it. 6 p.m. So I'll say 6 p.m. I'm not sure. Let's go random bar here on this hour one. Okay, what's this? November 22nd, 2016. Okay. So 2016 to November. So here we go. December, November. I don't know why the time is like that. That's so weird. Is this a daily second line? That's too far back, I guess. So we'll bring it up to December 20, 11/22. Still like this. Take these off. Okay, now we're moving. So here we go again, 8 o'clock. And let's bring this over here as well. Not sure if it's going to let me do that. But okay, here we go. You guys see it. 8 a.m. We're in the buy. We're in both. So we can go both ways. Here's your sell. Came back. Push down again. About 7 pips or so. Come back. Get on out of there. Go the other way with it. We got a right now buy. So I'm more keen on what's happening right now. That whole move, 89 pips. Right? So you see, this market is a lot more volatile than even a couple of years ago, just last year. So to go over the futures, right? With futures, let's go to NQ. Now these are going to be the exact same type of moves, right? So let's do this. I'm going to make it so we don't have the same symbol. I'll put this on NAS 100. I'll put this on the hour as well. We're just going to look at structure. So March 12th, let's go to March 12th here. There it is. So we have side by side. That's what it looks like. So you see how that's the exact same, and even the signals come off the same, right? So if this is the exact same, remember one contract is $5 per pip. Okay. On a prop firm, you probably want to use one contract. That'll give you about 200 pips to work with, right? Breathing room, 200 pips to work with. Now, all I want you to do is look at the number in the top right. This is Nas 100, right? So this move would be great. 209 pips is amazing. It's 4 times what we're looking for. But on the other side, the same move, here down to here, same move. I can put this back on so you can see that too. Same move. In the top right is how we calculate pips. Futures, Forex, 751.6. So it'll be 751 instead of 209. Same move. So if we stretch that to 209 for math purposes, because it didn't go that far, but for math purposes, right, 209 times 4. Because that's what the math is. Whatever Nas does, it's 4 times as much in futures. So 836, if you have a 50K, then it's times 5. Right? In Forex, you're probably using a 20 on a 200K. You have a 200K in futures, since you get $2,000 to play with per 50K. Let me show you actually what it is. So you might have futures traders here. This is why I'm doing this. And even if you're not, you are a futures trader because you're doing futures moves every day, right? So US30 is the same as YM, and Nas is the same as NQ. So if we come over here to the 200K, there's no 200K. So instead, you got 360 per month for 150K. And you know, on the other side is about 750 total for 200K, right? And then we pass it for 800. So if you're gonna go futures, this gives you not 10,000 a day, but it gives you about half of that, right? Not even half of that. So the profit target is 9,000, right? 4,500. Let's do, how much did I say give yourself? I said give yourself about 500 pips to rock with. So 4,500 divided by 5. So about 9 on the contract, on the ticks, 9 per tick. 9 per tick, give yourself about 10 per tick, okay? $10 per tick. And at $10 per tick, and we did 837 right here. Just this day, you're already almost finishing that. So 837 times 10. Remember, you only have to make 9,000 to pass that challenge. And you only just use 2 contracts out of the 15 that they gave you to be safe. That's crazy. So you can really build a business right now off of passing these, off of what you've seen already for other people. I mean, you can see it for yourself and use it and get your results every day and everything of the sort. But you can really do some damage in this. And I want you to see that this price action is really, really pure. So here we are. This is that entry right here. See, right in here. So we'll probably enter right there. Going into profit, peeling back. Again, get out when it goes back to that. Goes back up. Peels all the way back up. Right? All the way back up. And then flushes down crazy. $701. Now you saw that pullback was about 200. So 200 times 10 is 2,000. So you still aren't halfway through your available money if you are hard and did not get out of that. But this is why I say, hey, look, it was going back to it. Get out of there. It'll never ever hurt you. It'll never ever hurt you. You got so many different moves. And then honestly, you could have popped back in here to ride that thing down from the top. Okay. So this is what's available to you. 8 a.m. again. Back and forth. Choose which one you want to do. Or do both. Here's your crossover. Right. Clean. Very clean. 333. Comes back up. Shoots back down. 700 and some change. So that's the whole thing. I hope that you see what's available here and how you can really carve up the market with pretty much anything. Pretty much anything. But US 30, NAS, that's all you really need. NQ, YM, to be an extremely profitable trader, especially with these prop firms. So I'll get with you guys on the next one. But yeah, let's go.